which is kind of smart because people are already tired of
What
the
did I
song.
just say? Familiarity.
So the father he come with something else could work if you know how to market it now.
Okay, there you go.
You see? Now radio gotta give him support.
Well, he don't get C note support.
I mean, I understand the level behind that, but
Anyway, we live. We live. That's an
it's
off-air
crazy.
conversation.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's cool, man.
It's crazy.
Pete, you're a DJ. I need you to input on this as well.
But it ain't like
Leave it alone.
it sound good. but
No, guess what?
the
This
music sound good, but
Yeah.
who do that? Tell find it.
CJ
And
See that?
you play
in
the guitar
Freeport.
for that?
Who's produced for Phil Stubbs?
Colin.
Colin McDonald playing the guitar.
Solo.
That sound good.
Yeah.
Music sound good. Shit.
The music good.
This we can we
what-
hold on. We're gonna revisit this conversation
The music is great.
next week when we talk about best Bahamian song
Who said that? They said that's
of
the
all
best.
time.
You know what it is?
Listen, y'all.
It's
know.
the-
Who said that?
It's the
I
karaoke
could-
ability of the song.
That means you don't have to be able to sing.
You don't have to be able to sing it.
You just have
don't
to say
know the lyrics to
just-
sing it.
just
All you
one
gotta
thing.
do is
And
Bahamas.
Bahamas. Anything.
Bahamas, yeah.
Bahamas. That's it.
We got pothole in the road.
Bahamas.
Anything.
Boy, he's so lucky. That song is such a
Sometimes,
blessing.
sometimes
That's such a
thinking that thing
blessing.
is just about luck.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just about luck. Right
Yeah,
place,
boy.
right time.
Yeah,
Yes.
boy.
And then
Yeah,
just the
boy.
same way you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time too.
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
All right, here we
That's
go.
crazy.
I feel like
Hold on. Star 106 hits. Happy Friday. Happy Thursday. Friday Eve, that is. Yeah, getting ready for Fish Fry Friday. I'm telling you. Really excited that Star 106 brings it back for you. All right. In the summer edition. Margaritaville comes alive tomorrow with the likes of your Visage family, your Star 106 family, and of course, Margaritaville Vacation Cafe Chef Lester Dean, the entire massive. We're doing it for you tomorrow. $25 entry with one drink. $55 gives you the entire fish fry experience. All right. So you get all you can eat, drink, and then, of course, your party entry. But I'll tell you more about that in short order. Of course, I got to say thank you to KFC. Thank you to Cost Right. Bahamas Public Parks and Benches. Haliborange Vitamin C distributed by Lightborns Trading. Thank you to the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs. Thank you, of course, to the Cancer Treatment Centers of America and Pinder Tile. Thank you to Bahamas Games. And I got to say a big thank you to today's sponsor for this featured Thursday, Kalik. And Kalik is doing it in a major, major way. The Bear of the Bahamas is giving you 5,000 more reasons to be proud to be 50. They're giving you $1,000 every week until August the 5th. So you still got a chance to be in it. How? All you got to do, it's easy. Purchase a 3-pack of any Kalik product at any liquor store or bar nationwide. Submit your receipt to Kalik as a direct message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp. Your receipt to 8265106 for 700 wines and spirits purchases or at a 5K drop box at your select liquor stores in New Providence. You can also include your name. You have to include your name, your phone number, and email address with your receipt. All right. So that's how we're doing it. The Bear of the Bahamas reminds you to drink responsibly, boy. All right. With that said, as we are still in the midst of celebrating this great country's 50th anniversary, Kalik, and of course yours truly on this featured Thursday, we want to know, what does it mean to be Bahamian? And today we're going to discuss a few things. As a matter of fact, I have Julian Believe in studio with me. Always a pleasure. Julian, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
Man, everything is cool. I'm still in the.
No, it ain't cool. You're lying.
Well, I mean, it's a little hot outside.
There you go.
But everything cool in my spirit.
All right.
Everything cool in my heart. You know. And I'm just happy to be on radio. I'm loving the season of
National pride.
national pride.
I
you
feel
know what
it.
I mean?
I know you.
A couple of years ago, we was on radio having a different conversation
That's right.
about national pride, and it's just great to see how far we've come, you know, in our 50 years, and this year is special.
All right. Well, with that said, as we continue to celebrate, Kalik wants to know. We have one major question, and I know when I pose the question, initially it sounds like you can have a resounding one name as the response, but if you look into it and how you look into it, and depending on what angle you take it, we may all get various answers. And I need, of course, those on Facebook, good afternoon to y'all. Star 106 and Natural Empress on Facebook, channel 976 on cable. And today I'm encouraging you to call in as well, 328-8164. Again, that's 328-8164. As we determine, Julian, you ready for this? Drum roll. DJ Beats? I can't just call you Beats because you're sitting in the DJ. All right, there you go. Right off the cuff, who is the greatest Bahamian artist of all time? Do I need to play the Jeopardy music for you guys? Do, 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 do.
Greatest.
Doop, 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 bong.
Boy, I can't answer that.
We have to. We're going to discuss this
Boy.
in its entirety because I think, all right, watch this. If I throw it out to the Facebook fam, please, in the comment section, you answer the question. Who is the greatest Bahamian artist of all time? Let's look at their profiles. Let's look at their top accomplishments. Let's look at the songs, top 30 artists. Let us figure out, what have they contributed to the country when it comes to their artistry. So I don't want you to just, off the cuff, give me an answer. I want you, maybe we can collectively come up with maybe 3 persons and narrow it down.
Say top 3
All
or
right.
top 5.
No, but if we were to have 5 songs, right, and find five artists, because it can't be just based on a song. It has to be based on, I guess, the discography. What did you contribute?
How did you create a shift like in the industry?
What did you do? What did you do that made you, so great? So let us first start off with maybe who comes to mind at first.
Okay.
Who came to mind first, Beats?
So for me, and it's interesting because I actually had this thought at the Independence, the Family Fun Days,
Morning or evening?
the evening.
Oh, okay, not
And
morning.
I think Avi. Yeah.
Now I want to need you to explain.
All right.
Explain.
So here's
your
my
answer.
reason.
And this is like when you do a math exam in school. You can't just put the answer. You got to show the workings. You know what I mean?
All right.
I need to understand how you arrived.
Here's
at
my reasoning for that.
Okay.
Now, he may not be the greatest of all time, but if you're looking at discography and the way, and I'm judging that off of the way their music is, that these artists' music is received by the public.
Public perception.
Avi don't have no song that miss ever, like ever. His old stuff and his new stuff, they running, and I talking about from Grammy to Baby dancing to Avi. Everybody know
Roach on my bread.
Roach on my bread, Jack and Jill, and of course Go Smooth.
Okay.
And then also, so as a DJ, you notice in music there's like the beats per minute, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of Avi song are around 70 beats per minute.
Okay.
And I noticed like maybe it's an Anagua thing, but around the time when he started producing music, then you started noticing a lot more Bahamian music come out around that same
BPM.
70 BPM,
Mhm.
which would be like, so you have Avi, and then you have Stalit, and then you have the Brylanders, and all those songs during that time were like they was it. It ain't a party unless you play Party in the Backyard. Mind, that's not Avi,
Right.
but it's also around the same 70 BPM. So I feel as though he made an impression on Bahamian music.
Okay.
That's
so,
my opinion.
So Avi is in the running.
Mhm.
So, and that's based on the fact that you're saying he is not a hit and miss. He's been
Yeah.
consistent with hit making, and all of the songs that he brings out.
Especially when you consider that the man like would drop music and then disappear for 5-10 years and then come back and it's like, hey,
All
you
right,
come back,
so
ain't nothing miss.
all right, so we're gonna bust one off from Avi right now. When we come back, we're gonna allow Julian to speak. But of course, folks, you do play a part, a very integral part, and a very, very, very important role in this conversation today. So please post your comments on Facebook. Of course, Star 106 and Natural Empress, or better yet, pick up the phone, call me 328-8164. Here's Avi. Go smooth on the Star. We're 106.5.
She's the greatest of all time, bro.
Exactly.
That's different from
Who's popular?
that's different from being great.
Right, but
Hey,
okay.
we
but
putting together a list.
Yeah, we putting
and,
together
you know,
a
that's the first
list.
person to pop the mind right away.
Bro. When you say first, I'm thinking like Joseph Spence. Are you looking at like,
You know, I thought that too, but
because you
yeah.
gotta look like how he shift culture.
Thank you, Nay. Avi is really
not-
diverse, great music, hit
locally.
after hit.
You see,
Mhm.
not locally. I think about how he shifted culture globally.
Globally, and see
See what
now
I'm saying?
that right
So
there.
I
I
would
know
say
I-
him,
and I feel that.
Then I would say Orani. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
This
these
one
are
says
different-
Sweet Emily.
And then these are different generations. So I
Mhm.
wouldn't even like, I would say the greatest of all time during their eras. You know what I mean? But the greatest would have to be Joe. And you got to give it to Ronnie for what he did. And then if you skip after Ronnie, you still got to give the credits to like, and see, and then you can't discount Bahama and what they've done.
No.
You can't discount globally what Johnny Kemp has done. You can't
Ah,
discount globally what T Connection has done.
Jesus, you're on
can't-
it. You're on it.
you
You're
know
on
what I
it.
mean? You can't discount what KB has done. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, that's
so like,
mhm.
so I agree. You got Avi, but before Avi, you have
Many others who
Many-
paved the
you
way
see?
to get to where we got
even
to
your
Avi.
boy who sings Tiger Lee. Like you, like Gino D.
Oh,
you
thank
got-
you for this one. Y'all don't forget Phil Stubbs on
Phil
that
Stubbs
list.
is another one. You know, there's a lot, but when you're talking about shifting the culture,
Mhm.
you gotta say Joe Spence, and then you gotta
But then, like
reference
you say,
Ronnie to a certain degree because he shifted the culture.
and
Joseph Spence shifted the culture.
and you cannot discredit the fact what people like you mentioned, Johnny Kemp and T Connection
No.
did for taking us to the
The
four
world-
corners.
I
Yeah.
don't care how popular you are and 300,000, bro. When the world singing your name, bro, that's
different.
real success, bro. That's real greatness.
No,
I mean, like the world looking at this Bahama song,
Mhm.
and they're probably thinking like, these
Wait,
people are
hold
crazy.
that thought. Hold that thought.
These people are crazy.
Star 106 hits, go smooth. Avi is in the runnings right now, of course, 15 minutes after the hour of 4 o'clock. This hour, powered by Kalik, is all about your chance of winning $5,000. I'll tell you more on just how to do that. Today, we determine who is the greatest Bahamian artist of all time. 328-8164 is the number to call, or you can simply type your comments here on our Facebook Live. All right, we're going to take a quick break. More to come on the other side.
Looking for the best deals on supplies for your business or home?
Yeah,
Like, and this is listen. I said Avi, but that's no disrespect to the ones that came before him. And you know, you have to get your inspiration from somewhere. But that's the name that I picked out from right there. And I'm gonna stand behind that. And here's more reasons why I respect that. So, like you said, like Bahaman and Johnny Kemp. No disrespect to their discovery and the work that they've put in, but I hope I don't lose my passport for this, but I mean,
You off air.
Johnny Camp. No, we're not. We're never off air.
Never off air.
Johnny Camp only really have that. Like,
But
that-
one,
but
one
that-
big
that
song.
one
It
song
did
that-
some song.
that-
It did some songs
That
that
is a
really
classic.
changed
That is-
things.
that is
It is a
that
classic.
shifted a culture.
I get
that's
that.
being remade over and over and over.
I
and over
I
and over.
get
And
that.
every Friday somewhere in the world they're playing this.
I get that. I
20
get that.
years, how much
But
years later? When that song came out? 30 years
That came
later.
out in the 80s.
here's my thing. I think that international success is definitely important, but
And we haven't always embraced
It's-
international success.
I understand that, but
Okay.
on some level,
we don't even embrace
being
musician
able
success
to
after
have
they die.
being able to produce something that is
Point.
cherished by everyone within your own community has some value too. Not to say that, you know, you have to be so Bahamian centric, but sometimes it's okay for the world to
You
think
sent
that
me-
you're crazy.
I didn't watch for the show.
You send me?
On,
Because I wanted to send it to.
I didn't-
watch the
I didn't
show
get
on
to.
Sunday, right? I didn't watch the show on Sunday, but did any of it, was it centered around even King Harrison? You have to give credit to.
Mm-hmm.
He was
it-
live the other day.
What about Ronnie? Did they give Ronnie any flowers on Sunday? Was anything special for Ronnie? So there you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if
There you
they
have it.
made no mention of, we can't say that because we don't remember if it was done, but we should
No,
remember
my
if it
point
was
is
done.
that we
Mhm.
don't celebrate musicians' success. Culturally, that's not who we are.
Well,
The
no,
man-
we celebrated because
the man's died and there's still nothing named after him. There's not a place, there's not an honor, there's not anything named after him. They put a statue in back by UB where only certain people go. That should have been in the front somewhere so it can make a statement, not in the
Airport
back.
somewhere.
By the
real.
No, I agree with you
That's
on
it's
that.
next to the auditorium.
But King
the
Harrison
auditorium
played
is-
live. I saw that.
King Harrison is a beast.
I saw
You
that.
understand?
Mhm.
He's a beast. For what he's done for hip hop music, for music globally, he should get his flowers. But I credit him as a musician. And then if you're
Mhm.
gonna go there, then you gotta go credit Penis Taylor.
Yes.
See, so
Mhm.
it's wherever you talk about the greatest of all time. If you want to go with greatest of all time, and we talk about numbers and who's made the most money, then I gotta go bomb it. You see what I'm saying?
But I don't
If you
think.
talk about greatest of all times, let's talk
Yeah.
about a 10 million records sold. Let's talk about
I don't
strength.
necessarily think
So-
that money is
But then that,
is the
well,
most
okay, so
important
let's
thing.
take
Because
let's-
another person I would put on this
Wait,
list.
wait, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Let's take it out of this region for a second. Let's go global when you talk
Mhm.
about who's the greatest.
Icons, Bob
I-
Marley,
No. Let's say pop artist of all time.
Michael Jackson.
Right. Now, some would say, oh, no, it's not Michael, it's Elvis. But what are we basing this on? When you say Michael Jackson is based on discography, is based on
He performed, he was an entertainer.
yeah, it's based on
Image.
record sales. It's
Yeah.
Same thing for Bob. So are we going to base this based on record sales, popularity? What are we basing this on? And that's what we got to narrow down. We're going live. We're going live. Star 106 hits, Burma Road. Ronnie Butler right there, the godfather at that. Let's put some respect on his name. 20 minutes after the hour, 4 o'clock. This hour is powered by Kalik. And yes, Kalik is also celebrating and still celebrating the country. And you have a chance to celebrate because the Bear of the Bahamas is giving you 5,000 more reasons to be proud to be 50 every week until August the 5th. Someone will win $1,000. And all you got to do is purchase a 3-pack of any Kalik product at any liquor store or bar nationwide. All right, you're going to submit that receipt. You have several ways to do it: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can WhatsApp it to 826-5106 in order for your chance to win. So I'm going to get to the comments now. Let's see what some people are saying. This one says, it's a tough question, but I would say Ronnie. And for the female, I would say Sweet Emily. This one says, I also have to put Phil Stubbs on the list. Phil can take a random event, turn it into a story, and boom, he got a hit. All right. This one says, Baha Men broke the mold by bringing Bahamian artists to the U.S. soil. They shifted the direction of that sea by that. But I want to tell you, AJ, T Connection did that before Baha Men did. So we have several artists who have definitely broken that mold. If we want to go even further, the likes of Joseph Spence, which is still very sad that a lot of Bahamian people still don't even know that name. This one says, yeah, but there's so many facets to this. Some artists may be great in one way or two, but generally we are looking at it as a whole. They're great in different ways. When you ask that question, or the GOAT, it can't be in one facet. Why not? We got to figure out what that is, because if we were to say who's the greatest entertainer of all time, then of course I think unanimously most people will say the general populace or the general consensus would be Michael Jackson. Right. So if we can do that and we can figure out who the greatest of the world is, I don't see why we can't figure out who the greatest artist of all time in the Bahamas is thus far. This one says it's hard to pick a greatest of all time. You can do greatest artists in certain fields. It's like picking the greatest boat, and the contest, the sailboats, the rowboats, and then you get the cruise ships. We need a contest between rowboats, a contest with sailboats, a cruise ship contest with the artists. A lot of them broke or break molds by what they're doing. Do you agree? Do you agree, Julian? See, because even if we were to speak about you as an artist in today's day and age, you've done some things that people like Ronnie did not get to do. And then, of course, it's a different time. Social media plays a very, very integral role in the success and the downfall of so many artists, businesses. I mean, you have that to your advantage versus people like Ronnie, people like Sweet Emily, who did not initially have that to work with. But do you agree that we are able to find one greatest artist if we had to of all time? Do you agree? Y'all don't come out at me all at once.
Now, you know, I see that's like,
Is that apples and oranges?
no, like we have the father of our nation. We know who the father of our nation is,
Right.
right?
Some
So I would have to categorize it like that, where, he was phenomenal in it and opening up the doors to our independence in 1973. And then you have a prime minister like, Mr. Davis, who is also shifting the culture in a sense, with how he presents himself to the public, and the country is at ease, and we've been able to see the happy spirit of the country over the last few months. So to me, like the Celine Pinnan of Bahamian music, right, may have been the Joseph Spence, or of that era, and then when you go down to, the Perry Christies or of the generations would have had to been between T Connection and the Johnny Kemp's eras, or and even Bahamen. Again, you got to look at the impact, and then when you look at the Hubert Ingrams and then going on to the ministers, just trying to create an analogy that people can understand. You have the KBs, you got the Gino D's, you got the Funky D's, you have the Sweet Emily's, you have Therese Hepburns. It's hard for me to
pinpoint.
Say one or the other. And then certain people have done things globally versus locally. And so what are you basing the success on? Some people have had popular music but weren't great entertainers. Some people were great entertainers but didn't have popular music. Then you have some people.
So but then again, if we were to use the Michael Jackson as the marker, and when I say that, we're talking about greatest of all time. It has to be multifaceted. It has to be where you got great record sales, you're a great entertainer, you have a wide discography. Cino has just joined us as well. I mean, in the music business for a long time. Cino, do you think it's unfair for us to ask a very broad brush to find out if we indeed have or can say we can deem somebody the greatest Bahamian artist of all time? Or you think we're too small?
No.
What do you think?
Again, I guess it depends on all the variables, right?
Yeah.
Because again, as a music director, for me, what I may think, it may be totally different from what somebody on the street may think. So
wait, hold on. Stick a pin, because we just had a great example of what people think. All right. We just had a very popular, unofficial, independent song. All right. Some people like it and love it and think it's the best thing since sliced bread, maybe because they like the beat. Somebody who's more critical will say, well, vocally, he's not, the best. Another one would say it's just total garbage. But again, it's just a matter of opinion. But if we look at the facts, the whole nation was rocking to this song. Does it make it a great song?
It ain't the whole nation, because I wasn't rocking with it. I was a part of the nation. I mean, listen, no disrespect to Elkin. Of course, the most talented people in the country come from Grand Bahama. We all know this to be factual, right? We know this to be factual. But no, I mean, because, okay, so listen, I've had to tell a lot of artists that I don't like their song. And sometimes artists get that really upset. when I tell them that, right? Because it's the variables that I am looking for the radio station that matter.
Okay, let's talk.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what matters. It's the criteria that I'm looking for. And I've said it. I know I said it to Julian when I had a conversation with him one time. I am comparing you, Julian, believe Elkin 360 to the world, not just to the Bahamas.
Right.
So you're trying to get a slot from me. So I must take a Jay-Z out. I must take a Meek out. I must take a Beyonce out to play your song that doesn't meet the same kind of criteria that their song is meeting. So that is where I look at, because I can tell you this, I've never worked at a place before in my life at all, and ain't much work at more radio stations at the Bahamas than me, right? That has ever said to me, oh, if you don't play these Bahamian artists, we ain't gonna make no money. Yeah, they've never said that to me. They've never said, "Boy, if you don't play these Bahamian artists, people aren't going to listen to us." They've never said that, and I have been. I can name 3 people in this market that probably have pushed Bahamian artists as hard as me. One of them works here is Randy C. From time he's been pushing Bahamian artists, and Reality is another one.
Yes.
Right. But all 3 of us I know for sure, and none of us at any point in time ever was music director. I think out of the 3 of us, I'm the first music director.
Yes.
Right. And I've never stopped. I've never wavered in my support for Bahamian music. But it don't mean I can play every one.
All right, so take a quick second here. We got Gino D joining us on this. Good afternoon to you, my good cousin. How are you? Gino, are you with me? All right, let me see. We've got a little technical difficulty there. We're going to take a quick break, come back. We got more of it right here on the Star, all powered by Kalik.
Folks wondering.
Ooh, sorry. Gino!
His mic's not moving.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, you talking? Hold on. Okay. Hi.
Can you hear me? Hello. You're breaking up, though.
Gino. Call beats. Give me 1 sec, Gino.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, but
Check one. Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
even what Mark is doing, he's doing some stuff that
Hello.
some hasn't. KB's.
Hello.
But if we are talking about all time,
Yeah, I would say top 3.
we would have to.
I'm here, man.
Say all time, because you have some that are doing it right now. And exactly.
You have to give the Joe Spence. You have to give the Joe Spence.
This one says, if we drop a name of an artist, some artists, their names bring a song automatically to our head.
Hello.
We can start rocking. Ronnie Butler, we can say singing AJ, nothing but a number.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all could hear Gino? Oh, so, hold on, Gino. Something Beats did here then. From Gino, y'all could hear Gino? Tell him, I say, hold up, 1 second. I can get this sorted out right now.
Well,
Tony!
Gino and your bill.
Yeah. Must see Genie.
Yeah, boy. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? All right? Much love to everybody who's tuning in. I am on Star 106.
Y'all could hear Gino. Okay.
First, you can see her in the background.
Hello.
And we are talking about music. We're talking about culture. So my friends who are not from the Bahamas, you know, we celebrate our independence on Monday. And pretty much just we talk about.
He was saying hello. Okay.
Happiness,
No, the people on the live are saying they could hear him talking.
So I guess my job to be in the mix of what's going on.
But it's something he do. Trust me.
Yes, I don't see it. You know, so that's what we're talking about. We're just talking about who's innovative enough to be called the greatest human arms of all time.
He gone.
It always comes on Skype.
You know?
He
But in the
gone.
meantime,
Gino gone.
my friends were online. And so I don't get Saturday. You know what I'm be. That's our last privilege from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So I'm moving. I'm another concert on there. So look forward to seeing everybody. And yeah.
Supervisor at office.
I'm gonna do
Much love,
it.
much love, much love, much love. Much love.
Yeah, but you look at who shit for culture, Spanish shit for culture. You know, you talk about who sell the most records. How many sell the most records?
Your mic is off too, right?
You know, you talk about who the local community loves, then you give it to Ronnie. You go back in the day.
Here we go.
You know. You were back from Paris for your morning and the celebrate at all.
Star 106 hits. Music in right now from Fred Ferguson. Of course, Spence for the Soul is the name of the jam. Of course, Julian, you speak about the greatness of Joseph Spence,
Absolutely.
a name that many Bahamians, believe it or not, don't know.
No, and then that goes back to my point again. Culturally, we don't celebrate creativity, at least artistic music. We don't celebrate it. And it's no fault of the nation. We've never had a Bob Marley before, so we don't necessarily know how to appreciate a Bob Marley, you know, in my eyes. And you can't look at what could have been or should have, would have, could have been, right? You just got to look at the facts. You got to look at the reality. Joseph Spencer is that guy that just changed the way people play guitar, but we never really celebrated him beyond Exuma. You know, there isn't anything that you could see. It's not in the school books or
Okay, take
in the music.
a quick
you know?
second. I got Avi, you're live with us right now. All right. Your name was just called a second ago. The question posed by Kalik is, who is the greatest artist of all time? And the first name that came out, believe it or not, while this conversation began from DJ Beats was you. So I'm passing the mic to you right now. In your opinion, who is the greatest Bahamian artist of all time?
Oh my God, what a heavy load and what a heavy question to supposed to be in the middle of nowhere. That's
I know.
so good. That's me.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know how to respond to that, but I'll make an attempt. Okay.
I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you a link and you just log on. How about that?
Yeah, let me do that.
And you could think while you do it. Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
that's a very.
It's a loaded question. It's
a
one
loaded
question, but it's very
It's a
loaded.
Good question to ask because it makes you think about what people have actually done. You know what I mean? But you can't. I don't know if you could give it to one person. Like I'm looking at who was Asa Linden Pinland of music. You know, that's what I'm looking at. You know?
I won't lie. I thought unanimously the country would have just, everybody listening right now and partaking would have said unanimous Ronnie Butler. But then again, we have to look at it from different
Ronnie
perspectives.
was only big in the Bahamas.
Are we talking about the Bahamas?
No, well, the greatest of all
Music,
time. So
music, yeah.
are we gonna base this based only on what
Your
they've
local
done
success
to
or
the Bahamas, for
global
the
success?
Bahamas, and in the
Well, then there's
Bahamas?
got to be Bahaman then.
This is, I mean,
Okay.
or Joe Spence.
He's still back on Joe.
I know. I mean,
But then-
Joe winning Grammys?
well, see that speaks to greatness when you.
Well,
can
Grammy
win
means greatness. That's
You
what
know,
the G
that's
for.
Yeah, so and who sold the most records? You got to
Okay,
give
Gino
it
is
to Bahaman. You know what I mean? You know.
Oh, and I sent it to Avi as well.
That
Yikes.
so it's really even and then you can't discount what T Connection has done. You can't discount what your boy them have done.
Who?
What's his name? I'm surprised
See,
he's not
if
even
you
in the
can't remember his
conversation.
name,
No, Freddie, brother, Freddie, Nirvana Beach, Nirvana Beach,
what's his name again?
oh my gosh, his name is always in his song is the most
Okay.
covered Bahamian artist, Bahamian song of all time.
We're gonna hit the Shia. She says top male.
Freddie, brother, man, who had the next hit,
You sound like you're giving Bahamian directions right now. Go down the road
Nirvana
to
Beach.
Nirvana Beach. Yeah.
Your Freddie Munnings. The Raphael Munnings. You can't discount how big his record was either. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Rafi Munnings. That, you know? So when you talk about greatness,
Ah,
you got to influence on the culture.
but Cino
You
made a
gotta look.
valid point. Are we looking at, we're asking who's the greatest Bahamian entertainer of all time, but we can also base that based on what they've done globally. It does not have to just be, what they've done locally.
Yeah, how you shift the culture, man. How you shift the culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie is by far the most popular and damned. He's there, you know. But that was, before my time, before D Mark's time, before Avi's time. You know what I mean? Um, Even the era of KB and Funky D and Gino D and Sweet Emily and Anita and Therese Hepburn and all of them. So I know you
All
gotta
right,
look at it.
let's call Gino. So we'll get Gino on the line, get his input real quick.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Davis, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm fine. Empress.
Good to have you.
Independent and all that. Yeah, everything is cool.
Talk to me. Greatest Bahamian artist of all time. What comes to your mind when I pose such a question?
Man, what comes to my mind is like there's so many to choose from, right? Like it's almost like asking like which is the best Bahamian island. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Now I have my favorite because of my genre, but I would say we would have to break that up into the different genres, like how American, like Michael Jackson's the king of pop. They say Elvis is the king of rock and roll.
Okay.
Rita Franklin is the queen of soul. I think we have to break it up like that.
Okay.
Because, for example, my favorite, because of my genre, will be Smokey 007, right?
Yes.
Wow.
But then you will have like a Joseph Spence, a Tuna McKay, who did sort of like Bahamian music, but different genre.
Yes.
For example, like Joseph Spence, man, like he and Smokey, it'll be almost like a heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? One is heavyweight, next one is a middleweight, but they're all champions because Joseph Spence, what he does on the guitar is like genius.
Say no. Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no
So
more.
I would say you'd have to break it up into categories, man. It's like they're all great. Like I say, it's almost like asking, what is the best Bahamian family island? Boy, you got problems there.
That's right. Absolutely. I'm reading some of the comments. Your name comes up quite often as well. So again, I'm gonna take your word and your advice, and we're gonna have to break this up because that seems to be the general consensus. It's unfair to just pretty much single out one person.
Right. Because for example, I overheard the guest, and that's Julian, right?
That's Julian.
Hey, Julian, what's up, man?
I'm always grateful for you, and you go.
Yeah, man.
And I love him. I love the
I heard
song.
you mention like Freddie Mudding Sr., right?
Uh-huh.
For example, that that's almost like another category deal with the orchestra big band sound.
Right.
Yes.
See what I mean?
Yes.
So it depends on your taste. Like you may gravitate towards that's your style of music. Like I say, I like Smokey 007 because like I had the opportunity to meet him. That may be the reason why I prefer him too, because I met him personally.
Mm-hmm.
Not I mean Ronnie Butler. That's the Godfather.
Absolutely.
But I met Smokey when I was young, and like I went to Family Island Lounge, and like he was playing there live. I got to see him live, and so he was singing this song, and he said, "Anybody want to help me?" And at that point, I was eager, a young guy trying to get into music, so I raised my hand. And he gave me the microphone. And like I helped him sing a song, and like he was impressed, So he said, "Hey man, I gotta watch out for you."
So
man.
you got the endorsement.
Yeah, and like years later, I don't know if you remember, but I did something at Clifford Park, but almost carried Barefoot crazy because Barefoot was the stage manager. I came off the stage, and I went down in the audience because I saw Smokey 007 there. You see? So what I did, I like went down there and I passed him the mic, man, and it's like, a full cycle in my mind. So, when I explained it to Ronald, said, he understood. He's like, where you going, Gino?
So, Gino, thank you so much for that input. We're going to wrap this one up. We're going to revisit this, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. D. There you have it, Gino D. make as we wrap it up for this particular session. This one says yes. One name I didn't see come up is Smokey and Tony McKay. All right. So Elkin, some would even consider. Have you ever seen this kind of fanfare where our people have gotten so excited nationally? Ever?
I mean, I get some love like that, but I never really get it like how I see it from every island.
Every island.
Mm-hmm. Every island. And
see, everybody says nope, they've never seen it. So is it fair to say?
The fans is who we really make music for. The people is who determine what's hot from what isn't.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, they're the ones who buy the tickets. They're the ones who show the support.
Are you subliminally saying we putting Elkin in the mix?
I'm not saying anything in reference to that. What I'm saying is like the people decide who they want and who they like.
Obviously, the people determine the answer and the outcome to such a question.
Now, we don't know. See, it's weird with us payments, man, because we'll get off on you first, and then you can get popular like Elkin. I understand that it was a get off, Or, I don't know.
You don't know.
Let's
leave it.
I mean, the way people go crazy with the song, that it's great. I was most happy about the fact that he was a Bahamian and they showed him love like he was a foreigner.
Mad love.
You know what I mean?
They don't even show foreigners love like that.
True.
Name an actor that's coming here, a foreign actor that's coming here. I could name artists from Bob Marley might be able to come back alive and come in. You'll see that kind of fanfare.
Yeah.
Other than that, you haven't seen it for any other foreign
Everybody
acts.
else that comes in is like, oh yeah, you see.
When Buju came back after being in prison, didn't get that.
Lil Wayne got it though.
But he didn't show up to the show, eh? Did he show up? Did he perform? I don't think he performed.
He didn't perform, but for those that were lucky to see him in the hotel, he got it.
Michael Jackson, maybe rest in peace. Maybe Eddie the Virgo them would have been out there tripping out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's anybody else that would have gotten what we've seen. Elkin has been singing in Bahamas aircraft.
Now that I've never seen.
Have you ever been asked to sing in Bahamas aircraft when you go on, Julian?
I'm an artist is flying Bahamas Air as much as me.
And you never get to sing?
No,
they never give you the mic.
No, that's the
wow.
But that's coming though. I'm sure for those will arrange that. But you gotta celebrate you gotta celebrate what God has done for that for him.
Somebody says they want to, they're curious to see
what's next.
If they're excited about the song or the trend. People everywhere now add Bahamas to their sentence Bahamas. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between a song becoming a hit and a song just having a trend to it? The real test of a song, I guess, is when the trend is done and the song is yesterday's popularity and people continue to sing after. So we got that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Another month from now, another year from now.
Will it be?
Is it the new independent song?
I think so.
You mean y'all gonna kill off?
The baby's been dead a little while. I'm sorry, the baby's been
y'all Bahamians are savage.
No, I'm saying that baby must see breach because that baby's been gone.
The people say they tired.
They tired.
So is it going to be for the next 50 years? We listen to Elkin?
Bahamas, yes, it's possible.
Yes, for 50 years?
Yes.
Unless Elkin's song could have been the start of that true appreciation for the music and culture.
How can you go against a song that every end of sentence bigs up your country? You can't go wrong.
I am sorry. I can't. I got to push back. I got to push back on that because I'm sorry. I've seen
push back because Julian is here.
No, I've seen too many really good artists. Yes, very great production, incredible presentation, great on stage,
and
spend all kind of money producing their stuff. I've seen too many of them put that work in, right, and not get the kind of support, not even a quarter. If they were to get a quarter of that appreciation and love simply because they're Bahamians with great music, right? this young man next to me would have made, 6 times more money off of shows than he's made. Right?
Absolutely.
And he's made great music. Some songs, some people like, some songs some people don't like.
But
But I can tell you that for the first time out the box, something like this, it's kind of crazy to see so many Bahamians supporting when there's so many other Bahamian artists that I think are also deserving. Are deserving because they put the work in, they put the time in.
Okay, final thought.
It's weird because the people is who we make music for.
They decide. Ultimately, the people decide.
We won't clown on Elkin and then fall in love with him. Then you gotta embrace that now. Speaking of, we have to learn. I think we're now learning how to show love in that kind of way, because it's
how you show love by clowning on someone.
So that means you have to come up with a gimmick to get love now then.
Is that what it means?
I mean, no, but you gotta understand the culture. You gotta understand the demographic.
Well, we just did.
Yeah,
but we just narrowed it down.
Yeah, but he didn't. That wasn't by design. That wasn't his. The marketing wasn't by design.
He luck out with the TV interview.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But a lot of artists may not go and do the local radio station interviews. They may not come on TV. They may not go on radio and have those conversations or perform.
True.
You see? So that was a marketing opportunity that some artists may lose, no matter how great of a song that they have. You see what I'm saying?
Enough.
So it's it's
half
not
luck.
really the song, man. It's not really the song. It's the luck, timing. It's the most importantly the timing, because literally there was no music that there was music that represented the Bahamas and was for the culture. But guess what? All the songs came out late.
Oh, you mean like I still don't know.
Like
what
I
the
love
song
Shine's
was?
song, right? But
that
it came
also
out
did
late.
not make it.
Well, Shine songs.
Make it in the competition.
No.
But we don't know what the judges were looking for.
We don't know who win.
Yeah, it's Carrington. apparently,
who?
It's Carrington McKenzie.
Oh, okay.
But what I will
But
say,
why we don't know the
what
song?
I will say though
remains to be seen.
But what I will say, these judges have done a phenomenal job judging. But you got to find this kind of mistake can't happen again. Like Elkin and a Shine song cannot be a part of a song competition, and then the public tell you these are songs we love.
So you have the wrong judges.
Right. Or you need
have
to
the
make
wrong
it,
judges.
You need to have the people judge. It has to be the people's
Then
choice.
it goes a popularity thing.
No, you got to pick the people. The people can pick one category, but that must have been really embarrassing for the judges who would have selected.
Well, see, because they were not known, I don't think they're embarrassed at all.
I think you need to put radio people who do music every day to be judges, not your friend, not your this one,
and not the producers.
You know,
it can't be producers, because at the end of the day, sonically they may say, oh, yeah, sonically this is a great song, this is this, that, the next. Yes, but the listeners really don't care about that.
All of that.
It's just like people driving. You go in your car, you're not a mechanic. All you want to know is that the car stop.
Amen.
And it run.
Amen.
Your mechanic might jump on your car and say, oh man, you misfiring on number 6 cylinder. But you ain't care about that. Your car running.
Exactly.
Now, if some radio people didn't make that decision, then I'd have been like, all right, cool. They're hearing it, but we're not. But I don't think the people who are making the decisions on these song competitions, I think we ought to, once they pick their 10 or whatever, they need to take it to radio programmers.
Say no more.
And then let them help decide, because it's embarrassing.
We are totally out of time, but of course, tune in next Thursday. Once again, as this conversation continues, we're going to take it to another tangent next week, but it's all about Kalik right now, helping you to celebrate, giving you more reasons, 5,000 more reasons to be proud to be 50. Every week, $1,000 will be given to someone ending August the 5th. And how can you do it? You just purchase a 3-pack of any Kalik product at any liquor store or bar. Submit your receipt to Kalik as a direct message or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or WhatsApp your receipt to 826-5106. More music comes to you at the top of the hour. It is a featured Thursday, the best of the Bahamas, powered by Kalik.
Bahamas is giving you 5,000 more.
Oh boy, I'll tell you something off here. Thank you guys. Next Thursday again, we got another question, heavy hitting question for you. Thank you for your input.